All right, I have some questions from community members today. The first one's from Habad360, and it's how does the cloud editing work? Is it like GeForce or any other game streaming system, or something more akin to a remote desktop protocol?
That is such an appropriate question.
I know. That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone knows this, but Lindsay doesn't coach me on these questions beforehand, but I'm glad you asked. The answer is it's right now my prototype is remote desktop. Could we get it working in some other way? Probably, but that's going to be the way it is to start with. Works for me. It's gonna work for Lindsay, and for any early adopters who want to actually do any kind of editing and do want to make use of the cloud because maybe their machines can't run it. That's how it'll work. So that's CodeSpells running through remote desktop, Chrome remote desktop, actually. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty sharp. It's not too blurry. I've used some other remote desktop programs like Ramina, and that was pretty blurry.
Really?
So, but this one's quite nice, and there's me moving the mouse. It's hard for me to see if it's working, but you can tell the,
That's awesome. I'm so excited to start modding.
Yeah, so there's some latency, but the game is playable, and it's definitely it's easy to write code and edit stuff in Unreal, so it works quite well. This is a Linux machine that would never have run CodeSpells otherwise. No. Definitely wouldn't have run Unreal. But I've been developing on it all day, so.
Nice. Which Linux do you have on that one?
That's Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. Next one's from Lars Larson on YouTube, and it's will there be gear that changes wizard stats like mana, HP, jump height, fall speed, and so on?
All of our work has been to sort of put together authoring tools so that people can create their own code spells. So in those code spells, in some of the code spells, I assume that there will be gear that alters stuff like that because it's kind of a natural thing you want to do when you're playing a game. So, like for example, so this guy right there, that player, he's just an Unreal actor, right? So it's a game object thing in the game, and so by the way, are all the little like flames there that I created from spells, and so is the terrain. And so Spell already can create new objects, and those objects can run JavaScript code that alters other objects. So there's no, it shouldn't be hard to create a spell that when you cast it changes your gear or changes the gear of some other wizard in the game, depending on whether that's something that the author of that work wanted.
And theoretically, would we have like some sort of inventory system that people could modify for different kinds of games?
You could, yeah. I mean, the main UI I'm creating is just for spells, but the UI is all in HTML5, CSS, JavaScript, so there's nothing to stop somebody from making like an inventory of actual gear.
Okay, so I have one from Laurent. Will it be possible to do something similar to the on-cast, on-hit, and on-activate triggers without modifying the ether? Or will the game, unmodded, always require the spell to hit something before something happens?
Yeah, so I've been thinking about that myself. So that what you throw, that projectile, that's also a game object. So you're equipped with that. Let's just call it the green projectile. So the green projectile, what it does is when it lands, it calls a spell.
Right.
I have some other game objects that are kind of like, I call them beacons, that when you walk into them, they trigger a spell.
That's right.
And so I think it shouldn't be hard to create other game objects that respond to button clicks and then call a spell, that would be your way of doing an on-activate.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not building in an assumption that when it hits, that's the only time spells activate. I think, we should be able to activate magic with a variety of other kinds of interactions.
Okay. Last one is from Lars Larson, and he is asking if Steven's growing a wizard beard while working on this project. So I think the community really needs an answer to this.
Well, I would say that my existing human beard has gotten slightly longer since
Has
beginning the project, so maybe it is on its way to becoming a wizard beard.
We'll follow your beard.
Yes.
As
And we should
development
measure
progresses. Yeah.
This week,
I would
it's
say
right
it's
here.
Like, yeah, it's like 3 inches, maybe a 3-inch beard.
it's roughly
right now.
the length of my
Your
nose.
It's very symmetrical.
Well, yeah, monitor the situation.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'll let you get back to it, Stephen. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey patrons, happy Friday. Thank you all for supporting us. We got a lot done this week. I'm really excited to start modding some code spells next week. Should be really fun. I need more questions for Steven, so please submit questions either in the YouTube as comments, or you can submit questions through Patreon, or you can submit questions through the Facebook page, or you can submit questions through Twitter, or you can submit questions on our community Discord. You can find the link to the community Discord on the website. I don't think you can yet. I'll work on that. If you are seeing this on YouTube and you're not yet a patron, please consider becoming a patron. You can go to patreon.com/codespells and check us out. I hope you'll have a great weekend.